Hello people, this is Mark from Courage Change Works. Guys, I hope that you are well. I want to talk about fake versus genuine people. We're going to look at the positive one first, genuine people. I'm going to look at different characteristics, certain things that genuine people do and how they go about it. Donald Trump coined the phrase, as far as I'm aware, this thing called fake news. And now when you listen to how people speak, they talk about fake news everywhere. But listen, it's not about fake news so much. You get fake people, you get fake food, you get fake products. You buy fakes in the local shop because they are branded as if the original or the genuine, but it is a genuine fake. But it's very convincing because it looks similar. It's only those people who are in said industry, let's take clothing for argument's sake, or shoes or perfume and alcohol and these kind of, the list goes on. And it's only the people who are astute in those industries that will very, very quickly be able to differentiate between the fake article and the proper, genuine one. And it's with that in mind, I want to talk about fake versus genuine people. Now, I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of good, honest, solid people. However, the sad news is there's a lot of fake people out there that I also engage with on a regular basis. The world is full of fakes everywhere. Now, I would like to believe that everybody that are, or those people that are close to me, are not fake. There might be some that are, probably more fake than what I assume they are, or what I even pretend to know that they are. And I wonder if they wonder whether I am sometimes fake. And the honest answer is sometimes I might be fake. And we can discuss this in the comment section should you decide to comment. It is at this point that I'm going to invite you to look at the Truth versus Bullshitters video, the whole lying or the truth series as is on this particular channel, and why sometimes people are fake when in fact they might quite be genuine. So let's get back to the reasons why I'm making this particular video. I'm going to give you a number of characteristics, shall we say, of what genuine people are like and what they do. So let's get cracking. Genuine people speak their mind. This is something that I used to struggle with for ages. I'm not quite as assertive as I need to be, and however, that said, I've become more assertive over time. The weakness for me is I'm always scared of hurting people, and that sometimes comes across as fake. And it is something that I'm currently working on in terms of I need to learn how to become, in one sense, less concerned about how other people hear the message that I say. Because ultimately, I like speaking the truth. I like being as truthful as I possibly can. And assertiveness is one of those areas that genuine people do. And in many ways, I suppose what I'm saying here is genuine people don't particularly care whether the other person likes or dislikes what they have to say. They are more concerned about speaking their mind and being completely honest and congruent. It's a good thing. I'm learning that. Genuine people respond to internal expectations, not necessarily external ones. Now, I'm going to clarify this a little bit. Sometimes the genuine folk, that assertive, genuine kind of person, needs to pay attention to the external. Because if they don't, that external thing is going to come around and completely wipe you out. However, it's not the driving force behind why they do what they do. They are steered by the internal compass, the internal beliefs, the internal values that they have. However, they pay attention to the external things, and sometimes, the stuff that you want, the stuff that you would like, these kind of things you have to put on hold, and you might even have to stop certain things. Not because they are necessarily external, but it's because the external has such a major detrimental impact if left unattended and unawares, that the internal thing might cause more damage. So, what does it say for you and for me? Know who you are. Know what you are about. Know where you are going in the world. We will get to another point in a bit, but forge your own path. However, I'm not saying that we need to be so narrow-minded and so singularly focused that we are not paying attention to the dangers that are on the periphery of life, on the periphery of our social circles. Because the genuine person will pay attention to that. But it might not necessarily be the driving force of the decisions made. Here's the other one. Genuine people forge their own path. You see, there's a new word that I've come to learn over the last few months, and it's the word sheeple. And when I look from a spiritual, religious perspective, what's going on in the world, particularly now, I see millions of sheeple. The sheeple is simply this person that knows different, but disengages the mind, disengages the thoughts, and just goes along with the flow. As if brain activity has ceased because they aren't sure who they are, maybe. They haven't got that inner confidence, that inner strength, that backbone that says, yes, I know, and I'm going to still do what is right and still do what is moral, regardless of who is standing in front or against me. So those non-sheeple people say, I might not do the status quo thing. I'm going to do it a little bit my way. And they are the entrepreneurs, those kind of people in this world. They forge their own beliefs. They forge their own values. They forge virtually everything that there is about them. Why? Because they like to be genuine. Myself and Laura are on such a quest, even as we speak. Kairos Changeworks is a hybrid between spirituality and humanism in terms of education. However, we have a single focus in terms of how we want to help people, albeit that we might come from two different angles with a central support beam that runs parallel to both our educational routes that we've taken in life. And ironically, a lot of people will say, You can't have spirituality and humanism run side by side and make it work. Caddis Changeworks is a wonderful blend of that amalgamation of those two powerful entities. So we pay very much close attention to the humanistic, the secular stuff. But I would say that we pay even more attention to the spiritual aspect, because both of us have a strong religious conviction. And it is out of that that we are forging Caddis Changeworks in a way that might upset a lot of people. It certainly might rub the religious people up the wrong way. Quite frankly, we don't care as long as we do what we believe we need to do by what the Creator has asked us to do. That said, genuine people aren't particularly bothered about failure. Now, failing is part of growth. But failure is something that the strong will say, I might not have met my expectations. I have not met my standards, but I'm not scared about it. I'm not worried about the fact that I failed. I'm more concerned and worried if I don't learn from it and then do something different. The genuine person embraces failing, but is not scared of failing or failure. So there you go. Genuine people admit their faults. They recognize their weaknesses. They recognize their vulnerabilities. And a strong person, a genuine person, has got zero problem in saying, I think I've made a mistake. I've done wrong. Or whatever the case might be. At this point, I'm going to encourage you to go have a look at the Narc series, because a weak person fails to recognize their mistakes and their vulnerabilities and their, the mistakes that they've made, because the weak always has to be right. But genuine strong people have got no problems. The reason why, they know who they are. They know where they're going, because they're forging their own way. So there's this untraveled path that they're on. And it doesn't matter. They are paying attention to what's going on about them. They are internally focused, externally aware. So when you meet people who say, it's your fault for me making this decision, it's your fault for... Fake. That's what I'm saying to you. Genuine people don't judge. Yes, there are times where we might have to pass a judgment on a decision or whatever the case might be. Yes, we might pass judgment, but they don't necessarily judge the person. Now that might seem hypocritical in some ways, but the issue is a genuine person would much rather encourage and support, advise, help, suggest, guide. If I use more therapeutic language, coach and mentor others. The reason being is to get to where they are. They might have made many mistakes and they recognize that. So the genuine strong person will never stamp on someone's hands or hinder their growth because they've made it and other people are trying to get there. So when you get people who are trying to hinder you from getting to places, hinder you from making those decisions that you don't necessarily really want to make, it might be that you're being judged, not according to you, but according to them. So be aware. And the final thing that genuine strong people have is, like I said at the top of this particular video, is they know who they are. All the self-related issues, self-esteem, self-worth, self-respect, self-esteem, these things, all the self-related issues as I call them, is strong and right and powerful, firmly wedged in place. That's why none of these other things that's been discussed really bothers them. Because they know who they are. They know what they can do. They've got this inner confidence that says, it doesn't matter what happens, I will continue to succeed. I will adapt and I will change. I will adopt. I will do whatever is necessary to move forward. When you meet people like that, let me tell you now, they are gold. Yeah, they will wind you up, because sometimes what these genuine people have to say grinds against the status quo. The message that they give you is a little bit acidic, and it doesn't quite sit comfortably all the time. But at least you're dealing with a genuine person. So there you go, my friend, just a handful of things that you can kind of parallel yourself against and see how you match up with some of these things that I've mentioned in this particular video. And whichever one or the others that might come in the future, however you match up with them, will give you an opportunity to work on certain parts of your character and your nature, some of your beliefs and whatever else that might be there to convict you. But my encouragement is simply this: move away from fake people. Move away from those self-centered, egocentristic kind of leech-like style people that the world is full of. Some people will refer to them as energy vampires. Call them whatever you may. But as far as this particular video is concerned, I'm just going to title them as fake. And then from there, move more towards becoming congruent, genuine, in other words. Find out who you are. Find out where you're going. Find out what you believe in. Find out why you believe in these things. And become a little bit more stainless steel versus aluminium. Metaphorically speaking, of course. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please mention that in the comments box. Share and subscribe. Tell your friends and family to do the same. Keep this channel from, keep it going and growing. There's a lot of good information on this channel. Myself and Lotta work really hard to try and bring you the best as we possibly can. When you hit the little bell, pick all. But for now, this is Mark from Courage Changeworks, and I'll speak to you soon.